Meet Jenny. We want a lot of employees like Jenny. She knows a lot and can do a lot. In other words, she has gained a lot of essential knowledge and skills about her chosen work. She had good supervisors and mentors who were trained to instruct and assess their employees. And Jenny has been trained and certified in a way that gives employers confidence in what she knows and what she can actually do. Competencies that classroom learning alone can't impart. So what's the problem? We need a competent workforce doing comparable work. There are a lot of people to train and not enough trainers. There's never enough money. There are differences in approaches, expectations, rules. There is a lot of turnover, a whole host of issues. In short, we have different approaches with various priorities. Meet Paula F. Peters. Her friends call her PFP. Paula and her colleagues have imagined two concepts that will help build a better workforce. They have developed a national curriculum standard, a standard set of competencies, knowledge, skills, and abilities agreed upon by industry experts. Paula's group also created a national assessment and training strategy using field-based instructors to facilitate training using a variety of learning experiences. These same instructors are also trained to assess a person's knowledge, skills, and abilities against the national curriculum standard. This approach will help develop a lot of competent employees, like Jenny. Let's walk you through how Jenny got to be such a stellar food service employee in the first place. Jenny is ambitious and eventually wants to manage her own bistro. Her journey took her through a series of jobs in which she added layers of competencies as she progressed along her career path. Jenny talked with a restaurant manager, a person who is a trained field-based instructor and assessor, to learn how to reach her goal. The two of them worked together to develop a career path and a learning plan for Jenny. She started off as a dishwasher in this small mom-and-pop restaurant. Easy enough, right? But Jenny had a lot to learn. Her boss, a trained field-based instructor, pulled out the national curriculum standard for the food service industry. The NCS identified the competencies Jenny needed to learn. Her boss helped her find the training resources she needed to augment her field-based guided experiences. Some great online tutorials from the Restaurant Association. She studied them carefully. And most importantly, her field-based instructor demonstrated the techniques he wanted Jenny to use. Jenny learned the requirements for cleaning and sanitizing dishes, pots, pans, and utensils. When she was ready, Jenny was evaluated by an assessor certified by the local Restaurant Association and demonstrated that she could do the job. And she earned a certificate to prove she knew her stuff. After a time, Jenny was ready to move on. The second step in her career path was to become a cook, but she needed to learn how. Once again, the national curriculum standard made clear what Jenny needed to know. Her community college offered some informative classes to reinforce her field-based guided experiences. Jenny and her supervisor arranged for one of the cooks to show her some of the skills she needed to learn. All that learning paid off. Her boss evaluated her knowledge and competencies against the NCS, and she proved herself competent. And Jenny earned another certificate. To reach her goal of running her own restaurant, she knew she had to work in the front of the house. Her career plan identified the next step as becoming a server. The national curriculum standard provided information on the knowledge, skills, and abilities she needed. Based on her previous experience, she got a job as a server at a fine dining restaurant. It turned out the job wasn't as easy as competent servers made it look. Her new boss, a trained field-based instructor, gave Jenny some links to informational materials on their company website to go along with her guided field experiences, and spent one-on-one time showing her some best server practices. And she was assigned a mentorship with the most experienced server in the restaurant. Jenny discovered that all of her time in the kitchen really paid off. She could tell guests exactly how a dish was prepared and answer all their questions about ingredients. The customers loved her. Jenny was evaluated by a trained field-based assessor and proved herself a very competent server. She passed the assessment with flying colors, and she earned another certificate. Jenny realized that her good customer interactions would serve her well as a manager, something she would need to realize her career goal. Once again, following guidance from the National Curriculum Standard, Jenny took weekend classes in restaurant management to complement her field-based experiences. And she was given more responsibility to assist with manager duties on the job to practice what she studied. She prepared herself. Sometime later, there was an open manager position in a fine dining national chain. She rounded up her certificates, demonstrated her manager competency during a sparkling interview with the owner, himself a trained field-based instructor and assessor, and landed the job. She had a solid body of competencies, was able to build on them, and was an effective leader. PFP and her colleagues believe that this field-based training and assessment approach will help address some of the issues within the profession. When a Jenny walks through an employer's door, she can demonstrate what she knows and what she can do. When you provide employees like Jenny with the right tools, you create a great workforce, trained to perform at a consistently high level of competency. It's a win for Jenny, a win for employers, and a win for PFP and her colleagues. It's a win-win-win.